Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I have been having the best time celebrating Crock-tober and sharing with you all of my Crock-pot recipes all month long. It has been an absolute blast and you guys have been liking these videos. So I do a lot of Crock-pot cooking, so there'll be more to come. But I wanted to celebrate just the end of this super fun Crock-tober with my top 10 favorite Crock-pot recipes. All 10 of these are they're so good and super easy. I love anything that is dump and go. I will have timestamps and recipes for these in the description box, so if you want to make these, check that out in there. And make sure you subscribe to my channel if you love easy cooking and crock-pot cooking as much as I do. Make sure you subscribe. Let me share with you my top 10 crock-pot recipes. This is one of my favorite crock-pot recipes. I have 2 chicken breasts. I have a jar of spaghetti sauce. I use this no sugar added Prego. You're gonna put the whole jar in. I'm gonna do a cup of heavy whipping cream as well. And I'm going to be adding in some sun-dried tomatoes. I absolutely love sun-dried tomatoes. They're one of my favorite things. So this is a half of a cup of sun-dried tomatoes, and I'm going to cook this on low for 6 to 7 hours. So here it is. This chicken is cooked, and this is going to be a ravioli and spinach chicken crock-pot recipe. So I have my chicken removed from the crock-pot. I'm going to shred it with my chicken shredder. If you've been around my channel, you know how often I use this chicken shredder multiple times a week. I will link this one in the description box. It is so inexpensive and it just makes shredding chicken an absolute breeze. So you just put the top on, there's some spikes, and you're all set. You've got some really great shredded chicken. So I'm going to add this chicken back into this really awesome sauce. And then I'm going to add in, I have some frozen spinach and some frozen ravioli. So this makes the whole meal, and we didn't have to cook anything on the stove at all, which I absolutely love. Less dishes to have to clean up. So I'm dumping in this whole bag of frozen spinach. I'm going to dump in this whole bag of cheese ravioli. You can use your favorite kind of raviolis. And I'm just going to give this a big stir so that all these raviolis are coated with this chicken and sauce. I'm going to put the lid back on once this is all mixed up for about 20 to 30 minutes. Everything is ready to go and it is so good. I just love the flavor of this. The sun-dried tomatoes make it amazing, but you can leave that out if you wanted to. So quick, easy, and good. I love shrimp scampi. I love how easy it is and how quick it is. So I have 2 bags of frozen shrimp. I have some olive oil. I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of olive oil just all across this frozen shrimp. And this is deveined shrimp with the tail on. I'm going to add in some minced garlic, about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and some butter. This is so easy. You can just put it all into your crock pot. So shrimp cooks really quickly. You're not going to need to cook this one all day. So you can cook it on low for about 2 to 3 hours, or you can cook it on high for about 2 hours, and you are all set. You're going to want to stir this one halfway in between. So this definitely isn't one you're going to want to put in the crock pot in the morning before you go to work, but it is something that you can throw in the crock pot and it'll cook really awesome for you, and you don't even have to pay attention with it. I'm going to add in some lemon, and I'm going to do just the juice of 1 lemon. Give this a stir. This is amazing. It's seriously so delicious. We love shrimp, high in protein, and so yummy, and it just cooks so easily. So we have some protein pasta and some broccoli, and then I'm going to add on I have some chopped up parsley. You're going to add on some little parmesan if you want. This is such a great dinner. It's a huge hit. I have some chicken thighs. I'm going to be making one of our favorite ever, white chicken chili. So I'm using chicken thighs. You can use chicken breasts if you would like. I have 2 of these small cans of mild salsa verde. You can use 1 larger can, but this is what my grocery store had in stock for the day. So I have these 2 cans of just this mild green salsa. I have a can of great northern beans washed and drained, kidney beans washed and drained, and then this Southwest blend. It's corn, beans, onion, and chopped up bell peppers frozen mix. I'm going to add in 1 cup of chicken broth. And I am going to give this a stir, mix this around a bit, and then it'll be ready to cook. I just love using chicken thighs in this, but like I said, you can use chicken breasts if you'd like. The thighs just come out so tender, and I just absolutely love how delicious they are. So I'm going to cook this on low for about 7 hours, and now that it's been cooking, I'm going to pull apart this chicken. It is just, like I said, just so tender, it just falls apart. You can just use your tongs in the crock pot, or you can remove the chicken if you'd like and use your chicken shredder. Either way, it just falls apart and it is so tender and juicy. So once I have all these chicken pieces kind of broken up into whichever size you like, you can leave them kind of bigger sizes or small, whichever is up to you. Now I'm going to add in a brick of cream cheese. So I'm going to cut these into some smaller pieces to help them melt a little bit faster. But I'm going to put the lid back on to this and let this cream cheese melt with the rest of this chili. So it's so good. This is a huge hit. I love making this for a crowd. Not only is it so easy, but it is so delicious. Everyone absolutely raves about this. So now I am just going to mix around this cream cheese until it smoothens all out. You're going to have some clumps, but just keep mixing. Mix for a few minutes and look how smooth, creamy, hearty, and rich. This is just such a great white chicken chili. It is always requested. So I'm going to be doing a burrito bowl. We do a lot of burrito bowls. They are just our favorites. So I have 2 chicken breasts. I have some diced green chilies. I added in a can of Rotel that also had diced green chilies in it. So just these 2 things on top of the chicken for now. I'm going to cook this on low for about 7 hours. And you can cook this on high if you'd like for about 3 hours. Now that this is done cooking, it just falls apart. Look how tender it is and how easily it shreds. You can just shred it in the crock pot in its juices. You could take it out and use your chicken shredder if you would like. I'm going to add in some corn that is drained. I am going to add in all of our kind of burrito bowl favorites. We love lentils. They're high in protein, high in fiber. So I'm going to wash and drain the lentils, add these in. Black beans are another favorite at our house. So you can do 1 can of black beans, or I've been cooking our own black beans also. So you can do about a cup of black beans if you have some that are freshly prepared. I'm going to give this a good mix around this chicken and everything else. And you can add in any other of your favorite taco or burrito additions. So I'm going to add this to my bowl. I'm going to add on top I have some avocado, some sour cream. You can do some cheese, some lettuce as well. I'm going to be doing a turkey chili, and this is a turkey sweet potato chili. So you can use ground turkey, which I'm using, or ground beef, so a pound of ground turkey. I have a sweet potato cut up into small pieces, kidney beans and great northern beans, washed and drained, tomato sauce I'm going to add in. This is so great and hearty and delicious and dump and go, which I absolutely love. This one is definitely on the top of my favorites list. I'm adding in my seasonings, about a teaspoon of each. I'll put the recipe for this in the description box, so check that out if you want to make it, of course. So I am going to add in some beef broth after all my seasonings. I have 2 cups of beef broth. This is so great with the sweet potato. I just love the flavor combination of it. If you're not a sweet potato fan, you can leave the sweet potato out if you'd like, but I just think it's a really great addition to this chili. And it's so perfect for fall and winter. So now this has been cooking. The sweet potatoes are just perfect. I love making them in the crock pot this way. They just cook so great. So you can have a bowl of this for dinner. You can do a side salad. You can do some cornbread on the side, but it is so good. Add a little sour cream and you're all set. I'm going to be doing some stuffed peppers. I have some foil that I kind of rolled up. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of water on the bottom. And I have this foil so that my peppers don't touch down on the bottom of my crock pot into the water. So I'm going to cut open my bell peppers, use whichever color you would like. I love to mix up the colors, a little bit of everything, but orange is my favorite. So I do have 2 oranges in today's batch. So I'm scooping out the centers, all the seeds, everything that's in the center of the bell pepper. I'm adding it all into the crock pot. Just set it right on top of this rolled up tinfoil. I have a pound of ground turkey. I have this riced cauliflower that is super good. I have my favorite Southwest blend frozen veggies, which is corn and black beans and onion and peppers, all just cut up into some small pieces. I use this big thing of taco seasoning because we do a lot of taco recipes, but you can just use a taco packet if you'd like. You can do 1 to 2 tablespoons of this taco seasoning depending on how much you like. So give this a big mix. You don't have to cook any of this ahead of time, which is what I really love about stuffed peppers in the crock pot. So I can just put all of this ground turkey mixture into the bell peppers. So I'm using ground turkey and it's really lean. There's not a lot of grease at all. But if you're going to use a ground beef for this, I would poke a little hole in the bottom of your bell pepper, and then that will let the grease drain out. But if you're going to use ground turkey, you really don't need to poke any holes on the bottom if you don't want to. So I'm just going to fill up these peppers. I'm going to add on some Fiesta blend cheese on top, just a little bit on the top of each one. And these will be ready to go. I love that everything is all together in this bell pepper, and it just makes for a really awesome dinner and really easy as well. So I'm going to cook this on low for about 7 hours. You could do it on high for about 3 hours if you'd like. Look how awesome they turned out. Just dump and go and so, so good. I'm going to do a lasagna soup with frozen meatballs. So my frozen meatballs, I have my sauce, I have my tomato sauce, my tomatoes, canned tomatoes, and then I'm going to add in some garlic as well. I'm going to do a tablespoon of garlic. I have some dried basil. You can use fresh basil also if you would like. I have garlic powder, about a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I have my beef broth. So this is going to be a really awesome soup. I love lasagna and I love frozen meatballs, and soup is just always on our menu each week. So this one is so, so great. I'm going to cook this for 7 hours on low. You can do it on high for 3 hours if you like. These meatballs are so nice and tender. Now I have a box of lasagna noodles. So I'm just going to break these up into small pieces and add them into my crock pot with the meatballs. So now I'm going to stir it all in, kind of push it down under these meatballs, get into this yummy broth, and put the lid on for another 30 minutes. And then these turn out so good. I just absolutely love this. You can add in some ricotta cheese if you'd like. I like to top with some Parmesan cheese as well. But a really, really great soup. So perfect for fall and winter. And it is just tasty, delicious. It's a big hit for the whole family. I have 2 chicken breasts diced up, and then I have this Buffalo Wild Wings garlic Parmesan sauce. This sauce is really, really yummy. I use it for a lot of different things, but it is so, so great with this chicken. I'm also going to add in some cream cheese. So I have a brick of cream cheese. This is going to make a really awesome, rich sauce. I have some grated Parmesan, and this sauce is just, it's thick and it's really so, so yummy. I'm going to cook this on low for 7 hours, or you can put it on high for 3 hours. So here is the chicken after it has been cooking. Give this a stir. I'm going to break up this cream cheese and just mix it around and make it nice and smooth. It'll just take a few minutes. Just give it a stir and it will all smoothen out and be so, so delicious. So I'm going to break my chicken pieces up a little bit also. You can use a chicken shredder, or I'm just going to break them up with my fork and my tongs. This is just an amazing sauce. It's got so much flavor. It actually has a little bit of a kick to it. There's some red pepper flakes in here that give it a little bit of a spice. So it is just, it's great. I have some protein pasta to serve it with. So good. I'm going to be doing a pot roast in the crock pot, one of my all-time favorites. So I have my roast. I'm going to be using 2 cans of cream of mushroom. So I'm going to add both of these cans of cream of mushroom in. Really easy, dumb and go. I do not brown my pot roast before adding it in. You can brown it in a pan on the stove if you'd like, but I don't feel that it's necessary. I'm adding in 1 cup of beef broth, and I have this onion soup mix packet. I love these packets. I use them in quite a few recipes, and I just think it's the best in pot roast. So give this a little mix it all around. I'm going to add in, I have baby carrots, and I'm also going to add in some potatoes that I cut up into some smaller pieces. I love these little red potatoes, but you can use your favorite kind. So add those potatoes in, give this a little bit of a stir, and then this will be ready to go. So I'm gonna cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours. You can cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours if you'd like. This just comes out absolutely perfect. It smells delicious when you get home, and it is so tender. Look how awesome it is. This pot roast is so tender. The potatoes and carrots are cooked perfectly. Also, it's a really wonderful dinner. I'm going to be doing a chicken and stuffing. I have 2 chicken breasts. I'm adding in a bag of a frozen vegetable mix. You can use your favorite kind. I have a can of cream of chicken soup I'm going to add in. Once all this soup is added in, I'm going to kind of mix it around with the seasonings a bit. So I have some garlic powder, but I'm going to mix the veggies and the cream of chicken around so that the chicken's kind of coated with the sauce. So mix it around a bit. And now I'm going to make some stuffing. So I just have some regular chicken stuffing mix. You can do a turkey stuffing mix if you'd like, but have that. And I have 1 cup of water. I'm going to mix this around, let the mix absorb into the water, and then it'll be ready to go on top of the chicken and veggies. So this is a dump and go. Everything is all in one crock pot. You're not going to need to cook anything after work when you come home and have this crock pot meal ready to go. Serve it with a side salad and you are all set. This is so, so good. I hope you enjoyed these top 10 best crock pot recipes. It was so fun celebrating the whole month of October, celebrating Crocktober with you all. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new. Leave me a comment also if you have any questions. And if you like this video, make sure you put a like on this video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.